So I think it's important to not get too ideological about blockchain. And when I speak about our solutions, I try not to even use the word. I try to understand really what's the value, what are we actually doing, right? When I look at the industry, I see that as more and more people go online to listen and stream and download content, it generates a tremendous amount of data. Every stream, every view, every play is a transaction that gets reported by the DSPs, the digital platforms. So all that data needs to be collected, processed, ingested, attributed to some kind of musical work or sound recording. So a lot of the challenges that most of the copyright owners face today has to do with the ability to maximize the revenue and the ability to collect globally all the royalties for all those streams and transactions that take place. So the biggest challenge is really data processing and attribution and matching, and then being able to effectively, swiftly turn those data points into payments. So this is where we are looking to have an impact, and what we've developed essentially is a copyright platform that's been in the market for 3 years. We power a lot of distribution platforms like CD Baby. Maybe some of you guys know that distributor. So the SoundDrop distribution platform is entirely running on our stack. That serves about 55,000 people every month, and about 500,000 songs. Other MCNs in Latin America and Africa, other record companies use our platform to basically manage their copyright. The rights become contract in the system. So we'll take rights information and turn them into smart contract, so that it becomes executable code that can distribute payments. So the new product we've been working on this year that will make it to market in January is really a mobile wallet, where you can actually get paid your copyright revenue and your royalties directly on your phone. And part of what we'll introduce is we'll move payments, which is usually quarterly or semi-annually if you're signed to a label or publisher, and also monthly if you're signed to an artist distribution platform. And we'll move those payments from something that takes 2 to 4 times a year to every day. And my goal is to actually use blockchain technology and smart contracts and tokenizing assets to attribute payments on a daily basis.
So what you're saying is, theoretically, right now there's an issue with the music industry that has to do with who does this music belong to? And then trying to chase after the royalties is kind of an issue. And your solution comes in and says, okay, let's make this better so that if I'm an artist, I say my rights or what I have is actually saved, so that even if a lot of people download it or use it or reuse it, I still have my rights instead of running after the royalties.
Sure. There's a couple points to this. One is securely registering your copyright. So the blockchain is useful for hashing your metadata, time stamping, so there's a proof that your work was the original work. But then you still need to register that musical work or sound recording with the rights organization, because let's face it, that's where the money is. The money's not yet on the blockchain. Blockchain is just a tool. So you need to go and collect royalties from around the world. So you have to register your copyright with all the society so you can collect the money, right? And that's the first part. Then once the money starts to come in, for the artist it might actually be easier, but think about for the record labels that manage 100 artists, or the distributors that manage 100,000 or more artists, then the amount of data they have to process, the amount of copyrights they have to manage becomes really unmanageable. So the whole idea of Revelator, that when we started it, was really to build a copyright infrastructure that could scale in the cloud, so it's cloud native, and that could process all the rights administration, all the copyright information, all the revenue and consumption data. The new take that we have currently is that the wallet itself is the blockchain-based solution that utilizes smart contracts and assets, basically digital assets. So your songs become digital assets that become tracked, and the money that comes from the online platforms basically gets paid to the assets on the contracts and executed in real time.
Great. Okay, so we've heard here a few kinds of technologies that are affecting the music industry. Would you like to share your thoughts about how you see things and how you're connected to these technologies.
Well, actually, this is really interesting because the music industry is like a thermometer of technological and consumption changes in the world. And it was 10 years ago when there was the break of new technologies that have brought the whole system of the music industry down. When musicians started working with YouTube and leaving the big record labels,
yeah.
And we've seen the dawn of a new age and a new era, which has brought us up to here, where everyone is consuming music everywhere, more than ever, in more devices than ever, interacting directly with their artists. Artists are interacting directly with their audiences. They have the power right now, more than they used to. And I think that these tools are exactly what helps, in a way, predict what's going to come next. Because what my friend here is talking about is, I think would be, well, it may be a bit dark to say, but I think the time has come for the royalty societies to, I'm trying to be a bit diplomatic about it, and I'm not used to being diplomatic.
Go ahead and say what you're
Well, I
saying.
think the royalty societies have long forgotten the role in working for the artists and doing whatever they can in order to promote these artists, to invest the money that they're making off of the artists back into the industry. And I think that most of the artists and creators are actually quite numb at the moment, but when they rise up, I think they're going to bring down the whole system of the royalty societies, and we would need, or they would need, new tools to start collecting their money and be the owners of their content, and make more out of it and create a new system that's going to be better both for the artists as well as the audience. And this is what needs to come first, not
So you're saying that even though we have seen a big change in the music industry with having to do with the record companies being kind of like changed into something else, what you're saying is that right now there are still some sort of anomalies in this market where these existing technologies that we're now seeing emerging could come and change and take the music industry into the next level.
I think what would make the change is the artists, but I think these guys should just like wait there for when it happens and then be the main service provider for this new age.
Yochai, I think you wanted to add a few things?
I would like to add to that.